Hello friends, how are you? This is Dr. Nagi, Ayurveda and Medicine doctor and also Isha Hatha Yoga teacher. So today in this video we are going to talk about the most commonly used beverage, that is tea. And let's see what is the relationship of tea and Ayurveda and whether Ayurveda supports tea or it doesn't support tea, because most of the people have confusions regarding tea, whether Ayurveda recommends teas or not recommend tea. So today's video is all about tea and what is its connection with dosha type and what Ayurveda recommends, or what are the beverages that you can take in Ayurveda for your health. I think tea is the most common beverage that has been widely used in whole world after water. The most common kind of tea leaves which we use mostly for our health purpose also, and usually people drink it as Darjeeling tea, Sikkim tea, Kangra tea and Chinese tea. This is a shrub, a small plant with botanical name Camellia sinensis. So the tea prepared from this plant leaves is most commonly used as a beverage after water, and especially the place from where I belong to, you can see behind me there are all these are tea gardens, and many times I also share clips of these tea gardens because my family is a tea grower family, so we prepare tea as a orthodox Kangra tea or black tea it is called, and we prepare it organically in a traditional way. So tea has not only a big connection from an Ayurveda perspective, but tea is also has a big connection as a folk medicine, because it is not we started growing tea after studying Ayurveda. Tea was there in our garden since I was very little, and we are growing tea and we ferment it, we create it in a certain way organically, so that after fermentation this kind of specific tea, it has been used and prepared without any chemicals. Then this kind of tea, after specific preparation, it works as medicine. Actually the thing is, different kind of religions, different kind of cultures, different kind of people, climatic conditions. So the preparation of method of tea, like with which method you will prepare tea, that also changes according to the place, according to the time, according to the culture. And only few places I think are left with the traditional way of growing tea and making this handcrafted tea in a natural way, so that it becomes medicine for your health. Not only this, various kind of people then after started adding various flavoring agents to enhance its medicinal value, because various medicinal herbs we add sometimes depending on the various climatic conditions and depending on which place you belong to, and also depending on what is your body type. For example, in Himachal, like the place from where I belong to, various kind of teas are being prepared with some with mint leaves, some with salt, some with jaggery, some with pepper, some with cardamom, some with cinnamon, sometimes with ginger. So all these herbs people started using in these teas to enhance the medicinal value of the tea. Because anyway, it is not like tea doesn't has caffeine. Definitely tea has 5 to 10% caffeine. But anyway, people are going to drink tea. So if you are going to drink tea, it becomes very, very important. Anyway, people are not able to leave tea, because tea is the one beverage that whole world use, and even it has caffeine from 5 to 10%, but still people don't want to leave it. So it is very important, like anyway people are going to drink it. So we should drink in a specific way by having a proper knowledge about tea and with the proper use of various kind of these medicinal herbs that will enhance the quality of the tea. As an Ayurveda doctor, I know various kind of herbs are being boiled in water. So preparing these decoctions, this is an undetachable part of Ayurveda. It's an integral part of Ayurveda. So you take some herb, you boil it in water and you prepare decoction in a certain way, and then you drink it for your treatment or for your prevention from various chronic ailments. So it was always a part of Ayurveda. Tea which I am going to talk about is also called chai, but you also need to know in India we call every tea as chai. So it becomes very, very important that you should have a little knowledge about handcrafted tea, organic tea, and Darjeeling tea, Sikkim tea, and this Kangra tea, black tea, green tea, it becomes extremely beneficial and important, because if you have knowledge, you can properly use this beverage for your health benefits. For example, whenever we prepare some decoction of Ayurveda, we take herb, we boil it for a specific period of time and then let it cool down, and then drink it according to the dose that has been decided in a specific disease by Ayurveda doctor. That's how various kind of decoctions has been prepared to protect yourself from various kind of diseases. So in Himachal especially, because we live in mountains, and in mountains tea is a very essential need because of cold weather and its immunity enhancing properties. All teas have immunity enhancing properties, it's not true. Only specific teas which are being prepared in a specific way, only those teas, especially this specific tea which I am mentioning, Camellia sinensis, this specific plant tea has immunity boosting properties. This same kind of plant is also available in Sri Lanka, so it's very famous Sri Lankan tea. And Kangra tea, like the region where we live, that is Kangra tea, so it is very famous. The tea leaves of this bush has immunity enhancing properties. It has been seen that it has antiviral, anticoagulant, antioxidant properties, and it contains various kind of flavonoids which are extremely beneficial for health, and also it has amount of vitamin C which is good for immunity. Not only this, it has around 4,000 bioactive compounds in its leaves which are very beneficial for health. So tea is not just a tea, it comes from our orthodox culture, and also Ayurveda supports tea, and you can have tea as a beverage, and at the same time you can get health out of it. As we know, Ayurveda works on the three principles that are the principle of Vata, Pitta and Kapha, or you can also understand it as like there are three forces of nature which are always working in our body, in which the Vata governs movement. All kind of movements that are happening in our body is because of Vata. Pitta is responsible for all kind of transformation, whatever metabolism or digestion is happening, that is because of Pitta. And Kapha brings all the stability in the body, all the fluids, all the secretions, all the watery elements are components of Kapha dosh. So our body is governed by these three principal forces, that is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. And if you want to maintain your health in a better way, Ayurveda give a lot of emphasis on knowing the body composition or knowing your body type, and accordingly you can choose your cup of tea. For example, if you are a Vata body type person, that means you need a lot of fluid in your system. So it can be in the form of beverages, it can be in the form of juices or vegetable juices or soups and normal water. So that's why it is very important that a Vata person can have a lot of fruits and vegetable soups, juices and water. And in addition to that, if you like to have tea, he can have tea, but whenever he is drinking tea, either you can have a little bit of ginger in your tea or little bit of cinnamon. It is very beneficial if you are drinking any kind of black tea with little bit of milk. Our tea, like this tea, we make it in a certain way. One thing is it's very handcrafted tea, and all these kind of black teas which are organic, if you know, like they are from a certain plant, and if you know the source of these tea is very original and organic, then you can take a spoon of these tea leaves, you can boil it for 5 to 6 minutes. Once one boil comes, you just shut down the burner and close the lid. After that, you can filter these leaves immediately after 3 minutes of boiling, and then you will get a black colored liquid of tea. So this tea is highly flavored and very relaxing. At the same time, some people use it as with lemon, but some people also use milk. But if you are using milk in the tea, you can also add little bit of cinnamon or ginger. It is very beneficial for Vata people. If you are having tea, you can have tea in this way, or you can have little bit of lemon tea, but lemon tea is prepared with only 2-3 tea leaves. So you just boil 2-3 tea leaves, you put little drops of lemon into it, and little bit of jaggery if you want to have, and then you can enjoy this tea. It is very beneficial if you feel you don't want a tea in big quantity, and if you don't want to mix tea with milk, then you can also have this lemon tea. But make sure when you are making tea with milk, you should have to put 1 teaspoon of these leaves, but these black tea leaves. But if you are making lemon tea, 2 or 3 leaves are enough, because in lemon tea you are not going to add milk. That means it will be more concentrated, and that's why we are using only 2-3 leaves of this kind of tea while making lemon tea. In addition to this, in hot summer, I also recommend, if you want to have tea, if you want to enjoy the flavor of tea even in hot summer, you can also compensate it with 2-3 glasses of water during the day. Then even if you are having tea, it will not enhance the heat in your system. So this way you can enjoy your tea. So if somebody has pitta body type and he also want to enjoy the tea as a beverage, you can use tea. At the same time, you can also use vegetables, soups, and various kind of fresh juices. Fresh juices are extremely beneficial for pitta body type people, and you can also have various kind of fruits which are sweet in content that are very beneficial for pitta body type people. In addition to that, if pitta people want to have tea and in the summer, and if they feel there is a lot of heat in the system, they can have tea. Either they can have lemon tea. Lemon tea will be prepared in the same way, but I'm not saying like you keep drinking tea 2-3 cups. I'm just explaining if you want to have 1 cup of tea during the day after food. If you have kapha body type and you want to enjoy tea, the good thing is kapha people can have even 2 cups of tea if they want. And for kapha people also, there is one way, like they can make lemon tea out of it. You take 2-3 leaves of this black tea, and you just boil these leaves for 10 minutes. Once the first boil comes, you just switch off the burner, and then you filter these leaves, and then you can add 2-3 drops of lemon. Then it becomes a very nice flavored lemon tea. It is very good for health, and especially in simple cold, flu, and because kapha people are very prone to this sinusitis and running nose, so this kind of tea is extremely beneficial. So this way you can make this traditional Kangra tea, or Darjeeling tea is also the same way they make, and even Sikkim tea, Sri Lankan tea, all this is the same bush, but there is a difference in bushes. So this is how we make the traditional tea, and it is made in a fermentation way. So like these dried tea leaves are being prepared in a traditionally fermented way. So if somebody is preparing it with fermentation, make sure it should not be excessively fermented, because when these tea leaves, these traditional tea leaves, organic of this specific plant that I mentioned, Camellia sinensis, when this plant tea leaves are excessively fermented, then it can cause acidity. So that's why it's make sure like you choose the tea leaves which are not fermented in an excess way. Because if you ferment it in for long hours, one thing, the tea will be very bitter, and it can cause acidity. That's why it is very important when it comes to these tea leaves, the tea should be from specific place, from specific garden, from a very known farmer, so that it will not cause any harm to you. So this was all about tea. Tea is a very beautiful beverage, and if you have any question regarding tea, you can always write down to us. If you want to know your body type, there's a link below, there's a video, you can always watch this video and figure out your body type according to Ayurveda, and try to live life according to that. Like there are various do's and don'ts for Vata people, Pitta people and Kapha people, and there are links below. You can click on those links and figure out what is your body type and what are the do's and don'ts for you according to your body type, which fruits you should eat, how to detox. So various kind of videos are there, various kind of links are there, so you can figure out which suits you the more and try to live accordingly to avoid various kind of health situations. At the same time, you can use tea as a beverage, because it is a very part of Ayurveda, and Ayurveda supports tea. And as we know, tea has a lot of flavonoids and various good immunity boosters, but at the same time it has caffeine also, 5 to 10%. So to cut down the caffeine effect, it is very, very important that we eat a bowl of fruits daily in the morning. We also take various fruit juices, at the same time vegetable soups, and try to add green leafy vegetables in your diet so that you can enjoy tea without the effect of caffeine. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching me. And if you have any questions regarding a tea, you please write down to us. We will try to answer your questions in the best possible way. And if you have any health question also, you please write down, leave a comment below. We will try our best to answer your questions in the best possible way. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your tea. Stay healthy, stay blessed. Take care. Bye.